I mean, y'all, I did real bad. Go ahead and count 2024 as a year we can throw away as far as financial goes, because it was not going. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the end of year results for my 2024 financial goals. My name is Elise, and on this corner of the internet, I love to talk about all things financial wellness. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and help me get to 1,000 subbies. I'm almost there, thanks to everybody who checks in on me. And yeah, I'm trying to get there this year, guys, so please stick around. I want to talk about how I did. Honestly, I would give myself a D+. Now, don't look at me when I say that, but please continue to watch the video as I give y'all the details on what happened. But yeah, that is the honest truth. And as I give y'all the details, I want y'all to look at productivity as the main thing that I judge if I did well or not, specifically if there was any needle movement, as in from 0 to 100, did that needle move significantly enough for me to say I did well, or did it not move at all for me to say like, yeah, let's try again next year. So my first financial goal when I put up the video January of this year of all the things that I wanted to meet was to make money, specifically $5,000 from my business. And I would have to give myself on that, guys, an F. We're gonna start with the first business, which is my tutoring business. That brought in $0 this year. And I understand that's part of the process, but if I have to give myself a grade, I'm gonna say that I have a failing grade because no money was made. Investments were made into the business, which is different from last year. But if you wanna talk about any needle movements, there was interest as a result of what I did as far as like putting ads out and people getting to know my business and me telling other people about my business, but I haven't had any conversions. So that means if there's no conversions, there's no money, and that means that I haven't brought anything in. I will say for my business in 2025, I'm putting it on hold right now because I'm not willing to go into debt for my business, number one, and I'm also not willing to put in the sweat equity that it entails. Being a business owner, especially if you don't already have the money and if you're not willing to go to debt, it's even more sweat equity because you're gonna have to put sweat equity in it anyway. And if y'all remember from my last video, I want a soft life, and I'm gonna focus on having a soft life. When I say it's on hold, it's not done because it is something I care about, and I do think it is in my life trajectory to do that as part of my purpose, but it's not going to happen right now. It is still a dream, just a dream deferred. The second business that I have that has also brought in zero money is YouTube. YouTube has not brought any money yet because I'm not monetized. I'm working on getting the 1,000 subscribers, and my watch hours are increasing more steadily, but as of right now, the needle movement has not moved enough for me to make any money. The good news is that my engagement, because of my consistency, is really high, even for my channel being a small YouTube channel at the moment. And that tells me from the research that I've done is that all I have to do is show up as often as I'm showing up and do what I'm doing, and I will get there. And it may take me a little bit longer. I'm not gonna be like an overnight sensational success, but the life is gonna pass by anyway, and I'm willing to keep doing it because I enjoy it. This is something that I could do for free, which I am currently doing for free. But when I realized that I can make money from it, this is kind of like a perfect marriage because I love talking about money, I love learning about money, and this outlet allows me to do both, as well as I love to talk, which it allows me to do as well. So the good news about YouTube is that barring any changes that YouTube makes on monetization requirements, all I have to do is show up, and I'm willing to do that. But overall, this first financial goal that I have for myself, it resulted in me giving myself the grade of an F. The second financial goal I had for myself was to have $2,000 in a brokerage account. And I am happy to say that I give myself a B+ on this. And that is because as of right now, December 2025, I have $1,600 and some change, and by the end of the year I should have $1,700 around that. And based on me wanting to have 2,000, the needle has moved, so that for that reason it's not 2,000, but I give myself a B+ for being forecasted to have $1,700 in my brokerage account. With that, even though I said it in January 2025, I actually wasn't able to start it until September. But that's why you make goals, because September still counts as part of 2024. So number two's financial goal was a lot better than the first one. The number 3 financial goal that I have was save $4,000 to my emergency fund. And for that, I will give myself another F. for two reasons. The first one is my job as a server is very cyclical, and this is me completing my first year. And there are booming months in the service industry, but there are slow months as well. And in those slow months, instead of being able to put money towards the emergency fund, I had to put that money into my monthly expenses, which is fine, but that didn't allow me to beef up my emergency fund that I was looking forward to doing. And then the second part was that I had actual emergencies. They weren't big emergencies, but they were a couple $1,000s that I had to put some fires out, and that's what I did with the money. So it's a double-edged sword, because it's like, damn, I really wanted that money, but I'm grateful to God that He gave me the foresight knowledge to go, girl, save some of your money. Best case scenario, you can beef up your emergency fund, but that's what it's there for. If you have emergencies, you can put out the fire without having to go to a credit card and getting into debt. So that's why I'm gonna have to give myself an F. I will say by the end of this year, which is in a few weeks, I should have about $500 that I can put to my emergency fund, and $500 is better than nothing. But for this particular goal, I'm just gonna have to try again next year, because life happened a little bit more than I was expecting. But that's okay, because I was able, thank God, to put out those fires. And the fourth financial goal that I had for myself was to find extra money to put into my business. And that one, strangely enough, I'm going to give myself an A+ on, because I was able to do that. I was able to do that because I became aware of a tax issue that happened in 2022, that I was able to get amended on that tax return, and that ended up being $1,300 that I wasn't planning on. And even though I could put it in an emergency fund or put it to other financial goals I had for the year, I was like, no, I'm going to use this to invest in my business, and that's what I did. So with that money, I was able to put ads out in places that I wasn't able to do before that cost money. I was able to set up my website, so the kingdom is built, so all I have to do is come. Now I need to get those people to come, but there's certain infrastructure that's in my business that's set up now because of that. And I wouldn't have been able to do that before. So I'm gonna give myself an A+ on that. And oddly enough, that was my delusional financial goal, and that was the one that I did the best on, which makes me think that it's okay to be delusional, because you never know when delusional is the only thing that's gonna work for you, and everything that's typical doesn't work for you, right? Overall, when I look at all of the financial goals that I've made myself, I got an F, I got a B+, I got an F, and an A. So that's why I gave myself a D+ in the beginning of the video, because that average comes out to about a D. And this audit is evidence that caring about where your money goes does not say if it goes to well places. And it being the end of the year, I can still say a few things. First being that emergencies were met, and I was able to quell those fires. I can also say that my emergency fund is still fully funded and going up by a little bit. Drastically, not as much as I would like, but at least it's not going down. And that gives me a little bit, of an ability to relax my nerves a little bit. I can also say that going into 2025, I have a new asset that I didn't have before, which is my brokerage account. And that almost $2,000 is something that I didn't have, that I was able to give to myself, thankfully. And the last thing is that I'm failing my way to success. The business has not made any money yet, but I have crossed some things out that I wasn't sure if they were going to work, and now I know 100% they're not going to work. So I can move on and find other things that might have a possibility to work, and I can focus on that. So in 2025, I'm just going to go ahead and try again. I'm going to take a minute in these next coming weeks to figure out what I want my next set of financial goals to be, and then I'm just going to go at it full force and hope that this time next year, I'll be able to give y'all a better grade. But right now, again, don't look at me as I've gone through the details, and we're just gonna have to try again 2025. This year was a good year still though, because it was about surviving. And I think next year, 2025 is gonna be about preparation. And 2023 was another year of preparation for me and changing careers, right? 2025, I feel in my spirit, is going to be a year of preparation, and I am going to take these next few weeks to get my game plan together. And that's all I have right now for this video. How did y'all do though? How did your 2024 financials go? I'm hoping that were better than mine, but even if they're not, or if they're similar as far as like results, they didn't end up being as good as you wanted them to, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear the things that y'all were able to do and the things that y'all are still working on. And I will see y'all next week.